Welcome. This NSE Level 2 training module covers Fortinet's Data Center Application Security Solution. After completing this lesson, you'll be able to identify the business drivers and the security challenges customers currently face, describe the customer value of the application security solution, identify the Fortinet products and deployment methods included in our solution, and explain the competitive advantages of and vertical strategies for Fortinet's application security solution. First, let's identify the business drivers and the security challenges that customers currently face. Fortinet's application security solution is best suited for customers that operate their own data centers. This starts with medium-sized companies of 200 or more employees and extends to large enterprises, managed service providers, and carriers with thousands of employees or users. Based on Fortinet's sales history and general market trends, the top three verticals for this solution are financial services, healthcare, and education. Even a relatively small company may operate a website that hosts millions of users with very complex security requirements. The typical decision makers for an end-to-end security solution are generally on the business side, led by IT directors and even CIOs. Supporting them are the more technical roles of network security teams and application architects. There are many driving forces behind the need for application security. Many organizations now realize that applications open to the Internet can create network security vulnerabilities. Though compliance is the largest driver, it is difficult for businesses to maintain it, as only 29% of businesses remain compliant after 1 year. IT leaders are very familiar with application security. The challenge is urgency. Application vulnerabilities cause 38% of all data breaches. Distributed denial of service attacks can be big. However, most sneak in under the radar at less than 1 gigabit per second of traffic. Encrypted traffic volume growth is exploding as organizations rush to deploy SSL to protect sensitive application data across the Internet. For these reasons, and many more, Gartner predicts that 80% of all enterprises will have at least web application firewalls by 2018. In 2016, only 60% have them. That's a tremendous opportunity for just one of the products featured in this solution. Based on the trends discussed in the previous slide, we've identified the top challenges faced by IT leaders as they relate to application security. Applications are growing in number, and they're getting much more complex to stay ahead of security needs. Mission-critical applications are, in many cases, exposed directly to the Internet, or are vulnerable if perimeter defenses are compromised. Behind these applications is usually very sensitive customer and proprietary data that can be breached. Applications not only need to be secure, they need to be reliable. That is, they need to be available when users need to access them. Finally, compliance is still important, especially when it comes to credit card information. Any organization that conducts credit card transactions must meet PCI compliance, or they can't accept credit cards as a payment option. Which of the following is a top vertical for the AppSec solution? Application security is getting more difficult due to which factor or factors? With that background of the business drivers, let's look at the customer value of Fortinet's application security solution. Fortinet's application security solution delivers a complete, end-to-end, high-performance solution that protects an organization's valuable information throughout the data center by using a combination of multiple Fortinet products. Let's take a quick look at the components of this application security solution and how they fit in a data center. Here we have a typical north-south run where the upper right is heading out to the Internet and the organization's data is sitting at the left, managed by web servers. We also have an email server next to the web servers. Our first application security product is FortiWeb, our web application firewall, also known as a WAF. This device protects against attacks that target vulnerabilities in the web application code. Next, we have FortiMail, our email security solution. FortiMail protects the network and users from spam, malware, and phishing attacks that enter through email attachments or that direct users to malicious websites. FortiADC is Fortinet's line of application delivery controllers. Although FortiADC offers some application security elements, its primary role is to provide high-capacity, secure traffic acceleration to protect application traffic over the Internet. Next up is FortiDDoS, our distributed denial of service attack mitigation solution. FortiDDoS sits at the front door of the data center, blocking any type of DDoS threat that can bring down mission-critical applications. Finally, there's FortiDB, Fortinet's database security and compliance solution. FortiDB monitors and protects the databases behind the applications. We also have one more product that's tied to application security, FortiCache. It's not pictured here because it's not directly related to protecting applications. However, when combined with FortiADC, it can help speed application response times by caching content for delivery to users. Whether used together or separately, there are many, many challenges that can be solved by the key features of Fortinet's application security solution. Here's a sheet that summarizes the features we examined in the previous slide. To protect applications from code-based attacks, a web application firewall is needed. This is provided by FortiWeb. Email-based threats are handled by FortiMail's email security features. FortiADC provides scale and reliability to applications, especially secure applications that rely on SSL. Finally, FortiDDoS protects against all DDoS attacks, including newer DDoS threats that target application layer services. Which Fortinet product provides high-capacity, secure traffic acceleration to protect application traffic over the Internet? Email security is the key functionality of which of these Fortinet products? Now that we've got a general appreciation of the overall solution, let's identify the Fortinet products and deployment methods included in our application security solution. Fortinet's complete application security solution is composed of 6 products: FortiMail, an email security appliance; FortiWeb, a web application firewall; FortiADC, an application delivery controller; and FortiDDoS, a DDoS protection appliance. The application security solution also includes the FortiDB, a database security and compliance solution, and the FortiCache, a web caching and security appliance. These 2 products are more specialty items. In the following slides, you'll be taken through the 4 primary application security solution products as they're deployed to solve problems in a representative customer data center. Here we have a somewhat typical FortiGate-based network security platform installed in a data center. At the core is a FortiGate, connecting the users to and from the Internet. Off of the FortiGate are other common FortiGate-related data center products, including a FortiManager, FortiAnalyzer, a couple wireless access points, and a FortiSandbox. All of these are provided security services by FortiGuard. Our first deployment scenario is adding an email system to the network. Email presents many challenges since it is the most common entry point for attacks. All it takes is a single user to open an infected attachment or click on a link that redirects them to a malicious website, and our network's compromised. Email-based threats include spam, phishing, and malware. Here's where our FortiMail email security appliance solution is used to protect data from these vulnerabilities. FortiMail scans all inbound and outbound email for threats. It can also prevent sensitive files from being sent with its data leakage prevention tools. For extra security, FortiMail is integrated with the FortiSandbox for advanced threat protection. If an email looks good to FortiMail, it can be sent to FortiSandbox for further inspection just to be sure. FortiMail is not only the fastest email security platform in the industry, it's also one of the most awarded, with 37 consecutive VB Spam and 40 VB100 awards from the independent certification body Virus Bulletin. Next, let's discuss protecting a hosted web-based application. Here, we've added a web server to the data center. No matter how good or diligent a web development team is about security, there are always going to be gaps. Perhaps it's an application patch that isn't installed immediately, or a zero-day attack scenario. Without a doubt, there's always a vulnerability, and attackers will take advantage of that. Because of these inherent vulnerabilities, the payment card industry mandates regular vulnerability scans and patching to meet their compliance standards. When we drop a FortiWeb web application firewall into our network, we protect our web-based applications from attacks. FortiWeb uses various techniques in a layered and correlated approach to scan for any attack that targets applications on the network. It also uses a behavior-based detection engine to detect anomalies from normal application usage patterns. When integrated with FortiGate and FortiSandbox, FortiWeb provides extra defenses against advanced persistent threats and shares known infected internal user information from FortiGate. FortiWeb is the fastest web application firewall in the industry, with speeds up to 20 gigabits per second of protected WAF throughput. It does all this at the lowest total cost of ownership. Now let's talk about what happens when that web application begins to grow. New servers will need to be added to handle the increased user capacity. This requires a device to control and manage these servers. Here's where we drop in a FortiADC application delivery controller. FortiADC manages and routes traffic and provides load balancing. Because of continual server health checking, users are directed to the best performing server, or, if one is down, the FortiADC will direct traffic to the other servers. The feature that's tied to application security is SSL offloading, where FortiADC does all the heavy lifting of secure traffic encryption and decryption. SSL offloading can provide up to a 20-fold increase in secure traffic management. FortiADC offers models with up to 50 gigabits per second of throughput and, like FortiWeb, offers the lowest total cost of ownership for enterprise-grade ADCs. Let's move on to look at where FortiDDoS attack mitigation appliances are used. To prevent application vulnerabilities, Layer 7 DDoS attacks under 50 megabits per second, and disruptive multi-gigabit attacks, FortiDDoS is placed at the front door of the data center. All traffic is now inspected using 100% hardware and 100% behavior-based detection methods. FortiDDoS blocks all attacks, including larger bulk attacks and very small application layer attacks. FortiDDoS offers the fastest detection and mitigation in the industry, and because it's behavioral, it doesn't use signatures to detect attacks. This minimizes the risk of false positive detections. Here you can see all the primary application security products deployed on our original Fortinet-based network. This provides a complete end-to-end security solution. Only one vendor can do all this with integration into FortiGate, FortiSandbox, and FortiGuard, and that's Fortinet. To give you an understanding of pricing for application security solutions, we've prepared sample low, medium, and high comparisons. Actual prices will vary based on many elements, including a customer's network configuration, geographic distribution, and complexity of their application environment. For a mid-size organization, you'll typically sell a FortiMail, FortiWeb, and a FortiADC. Generally, these customers are interested in hardware-based solutions that include FortiGuard and FortiCare services, ranging from $50,000 to $500,000 US. Larger enterprises will generally add a few more products, including FortiDB, FortiDDoS, and FortiCache. These customers will vary in their choice of form factors, with prices ranging from $500,000 to $1 million US. High-end configurations for managed service providers and carriers typically use the same products as larger enterprises, but in higher volume and with larger capacity models. Pricing can easily be over $1 million US. The core of a Fortinet-based security ecosystem is when applications outgrow a single server, the best choice to manage two or more servers is to install a or to install an. Now let's go over the vertical strategies for this application security solution. The two quickest qualifying questions that will guarantee interest are, how do you secure your applications? And how do you secure your email? Virtually every organization has email and runs at least one application. And don't forget, email is ultimately an application that has the same security challenges as any other application. These questions are in the accompanying application security slides, so we won't go through each one in detail. At a high level, you want to ask prospective customers how they're protecting mission-critical applications. Delve into how they look for security problems and vulnerabilities, and ask if they need to meet PCI compliance. Digging a little further, see if you can get them to think about what data could be exposed through a weak application. What would happen if they were breached? Finally, see if they're able to manage the strains that secure applications have on their network, and ask what would happen if they were down because of a DDoS attack. No matter how good our solutions are, you're going to run into objections. We'll cover the top 3 objections in the next few slides. The first objection we will cover comes from the customer who thinks point solutions are more flexible and allow him or her to shop around for the best price. When it comes to point solutions compared with a comprehensive application security solution from Fortinet, there are some trade-offs. Some point solutions may perform better or have different features. However, that usually comes with higher price tags, vendor management headaches, and, most importantly, gaps, lack of integration can create new risks. Fortinet's application security solution provides high-performance, effective, and integrated technologies, usually at the lowest total cost of ownership when compared with the competition. The next objection is really more of a wake-up call. Many customers incorrectly think that their next-generation firewall and intrusion prevention system provide complete protection for securing applications. While NGFW and IPS can provide some protection, there are definite trade-offs in performance. Also, since they rely on signatures, they are vulnerable to zero-day attacks. Fortinet's application security solution is optimized for application threat detection and mitigation, and is behavior-based, so it can detect zero-day attacks with complete DDoS protection. Additionally, our application security products are integrated with FortiGate and FortiSandbox for advanced threat protection. Sometimes you may run into a customer who isn't familiar with Fortinet's complete product line, which includes the application security solution. Although we're a top-performing network security company, we're also acknowledged for our application security products. Many of our application security products have received recommended ratings from NSS Labs. They've been deployed by thousands of companies around the globe. We have some of the fastest solutions in the industry, winning many awards. For enterprise customers, both FortiWeb and FortiMail are on Gartner's respective Magic Quadrants, which places us with other enterprise-grade solutions. There are two primary ways to approach prospects and existing customers with Fortinet's application security solution. First, if they're an existing customer and familiar with FortiGate, you can present them with an opportunity to extend their network security to cover their applications with Fortinet's application security solution. By selling an application security solution to an existing customer, you can expand the revenue on the account up to 150%. Also, more Fortinet products enhances the likelihood of them staying with Fortinet for the long term. Although it may be a little tougher, there have been many instances where a customer wasn't ready for a new firewall or other traditional Fortinet products. However, we opened the door with a FortiWeb, FortiMail, or FortiADC. Once the customer was comfortable with the performance and security, they later upgraded their network security to the FortiGate platform. Now we'll take a deeper look at two of Fortinet's primary segments, financial services and healthcare. First up is financial services. When it comes to application security, financial services is one of the most lucrative targets. In our recent cyber threat assessment reporting, 47% of all attacks targeted financial services. The biggest challenge for this segment is that organizations must provide online access for their customers, but the security must be bulletproof. Our application security solution can address both of these key concerns. FortiWeb can lock down applications that can expose banking information, and FortiADC provides high-performance, secure application performance. FortiDB also provides monitoring and protection of sensitive customer and financial information. Healthcare is another big target for cyber attacks. In 2015, 40% of all reported breaches were in healthcare. With a vast amount of personal information, the healthcare industry must typically meet very stringent requirements to protect patient data. For example, the HIPAA requirements in the United States. In 2015, 110 million patient records were breached. Similar to financial services, FortiWeb is the first line of defense in protecting against attacks that target vulnerabilities in online patient record systems. FortiDB is a great product to ensure HIPAA compliance with its advanced data controls and monitoring. FortiMail, along with integration to FortiGate and FortiSandbox, can help prevent breach points in vulnerable email systems. One of two quick ways to qualify a prospect for application security is to ask, for financial services, the greatest challenge that can be addressed with application security is... Finally, let's go over our competitive advantages. This chart compares Fortinet's application security solution to the other major vendors in the industry. Only Fortinet provides a complete solution that covers the core elements of application security. This includes web application firewalls, email security, application delivery controllers, DDoS attack mitigation, and database security. Fortinet is also the only vendor that provides an integrated solution with our FortiGate NGFWs and FortiSandbox platform for protection from advanced persistent threats. The only other vendor that comes close, especially for enterprises, is F5. However, they're missing email security and don't offer integration like Fortinet. Other vendors only have piece parts, requiring customers to use multi-vendor point components when attempting to create a complete end-to-end application security solution. Now let's take a look at the 5 key competitive points to make with prospects and customers on application security. First, only Fortinet offers a complete end-to-end solution for application security. Fortinet delivers high-performance solutions across the board with some of the fastest devices in the industry. Only Fortinet is truly integrated. Our FortiGate and FortiSandbox platforms close the gaps and provide protection against advanced persistent threats. Fortinet is also validated by many third-party testing services, including NSS Labs. Customers don't have to rely on our word alone. Finally, every element in Fortinet's application security solution delivers a low total cost of ownership, with most products leading in value in their respective segments. Which of the following is the closest competitor to Fortinet's application security offerings? Let's look at a couple of examples describing actual customer deployments of our application security solution. Our first reference case is a major European capital that needed to replace its IT infrastructure to support a new citizen access portal for over 2.6 million residents. They issued an RFP, and Fortinet was selected over other competitors including Cisco, Checkpoint, and Radware. Fortinet's performance and value drove their decision, and Fortinet is now the core of their network and application security using FortiGate, FortiManager, FortiAnalyzer, FortiADC, FortiWeb, and FortiMail. Our next reference case is a large global manufacturer and distributor of phosphate products, mostly baking soda and similar products. This customer was under attack by advanced persistent threats, and although they had FortiMail and FortiWeb, they needed these integrated into a sandbox platform for additional security. They looked at FireEye, however, that solution was prohibitively expensive and wasn't easy to integrate. Fortinet's sandbox integration provided the high level of security they needed at a value that worked within their budget. They now have a solid network and application security platform using FortiGate, FortiAnalyzer, FortiSandbox, FortiWeb, and FortiMail. Real quickly, let's look at some additional resources you could use to get more information on our application security solution. To help you learn more and to sell application security to prospects and existing customers, we have many resources available to you. Please check out Fuse as well as the Partner Portal product and solution areas for sales presentations, FAQs, solution guides, talking points, competitive information, and other resources. Finally, let's summarize what we have covered. As a quick recap, here are the key points to remember. Application security solutions are best targeted at mid-market, enterprise, managed service provider, and carrier organizations. These organizations need web application firewalls, email security, and DDoS protection to defend against attacks that target mission-critical applications. Fortinet's application security solution consists of FortiWeb, FortiMail, FortiADC, FortiDDoS, FortiDB, and FortiCache. Finally, Fortinet is the best solution for application security because we're the only vendor that offers a complete solution and high performance with proven security effectiveness. We're also the only vendor to be integrated into both firewall and sandbox platforms. You should now be able to identify the business drivers and the security challenges customers currently face, describe the customer value of our solution, identify the Fortinet products and deployment methods included in our solution, and explain the competitive advantages of and vertical strategies for Fortinet's application security solution. Thank you for your attention.